Josh, man, this is the most important video. This is the most important thing that I have to say to you. And it is about the thing that got me to quit drinking and made it easy to, actually. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. So, um, a year ago, I had an injury in my right arm, my dominant arm, and I could not grab anything, and it felt like pins and needles all throughout my arm, and my wrist felt like incredibly tender. I couldn't do anything with it. I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. I was looking all over the internet, and kind of like wasn't sure what to do. So I made an appointment at a physical therapist. I was gonna go drive down there. I had some appointments, and I drove down there, or I didn't have an appointment. I just drove down to make an appointment, and they were all closed at the time. And this was a big deal because I couldn't use my arm at all for anything. For whatever reason I needed to use an arm for, I couldn't do it. So I was really terrified at the time, and I was driving past a place, and it just kind of hit me for a second, and I saw it said chiropractic, and I just turned and went in there, and it was a place called the Joint Chiropractic, and it was super affordable. It's like $29 your first visit, and like $69 a month, and you get like 4 adjustments. So they like adjust your body to be the way that it was when we came out as babies, because we were perfect and indestructible. And over time, we get physical trauma, and it changes our bones, and then we end up not working or functioning properly because there's a bad nerve connection. So uh, I went in not being able to use my arm at all, and after the first visit, I was able to grab stuff again. I got my strength back. Uh, I was able to use my arm again, and there was a lot of other stuff wrong with my arm that didn't go away. Like, my muscles felt like sandpaper rubbing together all the time. It was so gross. It was really crazy, and a lot of stuff didn't go away till like after maybe 8 or 10 months of that. But there was also something really incredible that was probably one of the major. It was the most major. It's the biggest thing that happened in my life that changed it the most. And it was probably about a month into chiropractic care. I left one day after seeing my doctor, and I go home, I go to sleep, and I realize that like my mattress fucking sucks. You know, I keep sinking into it, and after all these adjustments, I'm starting my posture's changing, my alignment is changing, and you know, going back to normal. And I realized that when I would lay down on my mattress, my shoulders would push forward. Um, and it was really uncomfortable. So I got rid of my pillow, I got rid of my mattress, and I've just been like sleeping on that mat over there. And you know, I have maybe a little bit of cushion. I have like a little like foam, like real thin foam roller that goes over it, and that was a bit more comfortable. It hurt really bad, like the first couple days sleeping on the floor, because your muscles don't uh, get utilized. Uh, usually when we sleep on mattresses, but when you sleep like on the floor, then like your stability muscles activate in order to like keep you up. So really achy backs like the first couple days, but after that I remember waking up feeling okay. And that was a big deal for me because for, man, years upon years upon years, and I'm talking, this goes back to like childhood, I have not been okay. And I've like broken my arms so many times. And I was skating, we were skateboarders, always fucking falling all the time. So that kind of physical trauma can change your alignment and put you into what they call a sympathetic uh, put you into what they call a sympathetic dominant state, or your fight or flight state, and you're stuck in that state where you have so much anxiety. You always feel like people are attacking you, but you're not being attacked. You're just in a very vulnerable state, and that's kind of adding up. And that's kind of what I was talking about, where I started becoming holistic and I got into like diet and nutrition and like if you're having stomach issues, then you're not gonna be happy in the first place. Like if you get sick, you feel like shit. You don't feel incredible and want to go do stuff and happy, or so that's a similar concept, but uh, my skeleton was stuck in a physical trauma form from all the abuse, always keeping my head down when I walk, always putting my head down in school. Everything that I did was so like forward and like completely changed. Like you'll even see if you look at elderly people and they get hunched over and stuff, that kind of thing happening. So after about a month of adjustments and like changing how I was sleeping, I woke up feeling okay, and I thought, how the hell has everybody else been living like this? Not everybody, but how have so many other people been living like this and not like taking advantage of just the life and the freedom that it kind of gives you. Um, I was not depressed anymore, and that was a really big deal. And it wasn't to say that people can and get depressed, but like when we talk about, oh, you have severe anxiety or you are severely depressed or going through a depression, it's a constant thing where you're always like the majority like that. You're probably like that 80 to 90% of the entire day. And the only times where you're not like that is when you're kind of like getting a dose of happiness through like eating something really salty or sweet, or things that you enjoy, or doing something or somebody doing nice for you. But when that stuff is not directly happening to you, the rest of the time you're miserable. And that fed a lot into why I drank in the first place. So I hurt my arm really bad, couldn't fix it uh, until I started seeing a chiropractor. And quitting drinking was one of the things that was going to help me recover faster. So of course it had to go, but it was easy to stop getting cravings when I felt okay, when I could come home and not be like, man, I just feel like giving up today. I'm just gonna drink, and no matter what I do while I drink is gonna be a lot more awesome than if I were sober. So that was the biggest deal. And you can look into it. I'll probably send you a link of the doctor that I was listening to online that was talking about this kind of sympathetic dominant state, and all the kinds of stuff it does to you, man. Like trying to go to bed and you can't go to sleep. I used to drink to sleep all the time. And you lay down and close your eyes and your mind's just racing. You're stuck in that sympathetic dominant state, the fight or flight. mechanism. Uh, so, man, if you have any interest in seeing a chiropractor, it's life saving on every level, and it is completely elevated and brought me, like, I felt like a kid again, and I wanted to cry, and like I just felt so, you know, relieved, because I had never felt that way since I was like a really little kid, where I felt like I could do anything, and then at a certain point, I got scared of a lot of stuff, and I didn't know why. So, yeah, that's it for today, man. Um, I'll see you in the next one.